So everybody talks about Aaron Hall, which I think is interesting. There's one thing that I want to point out. One guy once said, he said, when it rains, make sure you have enough buckets to catch the water. And so what he said was, if you get a lot of attention, make sure you're able to back up that attention with actual work or a catalog. Now, I'm not saying that the dude doesn't have a catalog or that he's not willing to put in the work. He seems to, at least. I don't know what the claims about the scamming is, but that's the point that I want to make. If you get a lot of attention and all of a sudden hundreds of clients, let's say even thousands of people reach out and they want to get coaching from you, this breaks the business, because let me give you my perspective. The business that I run is a coaching business, and we are in the 6-figure revenue annual. And so what this does is it strains the resources that we have, and it creates a bottleneck. So if we have, let's say 50, 60, 70 clients who want to get coaching from us, I can't do this by myself. This is way too much work. And even if I was able to, I would probably break my mental health, fall into a severe depression, because I think this business that I'm running right now, and by the way, I've been doing this for now close to 10 years. This business that I'm running right now is, I always have to think I have to run it like a sprint, even though business and staying in business is a marathon. So this means I have to delegate the work on my staff and other people. Now, staff means I have to train these people, especially in the niche that we're in. It is very specialized, so I can't just hire anybody. I have to work with people who are willing to put in the work to learn what we actually do and our philosophy and the tool that we use. And then afterwards, I have to coach them intensively, then give them feedback, and then, have to introduce them to the clients. Clients have to get used to these people, so on and so forth. And when you pull up a business by its bootstraps, or by the bootstraps, you do it all by yourself, and then all of a sudden there's a new person coming in. There's always, people, they say, listen, I want to train with you, or I want to stay with you, blah, blah. But you have to make it clear that you're not able to bear all the load. It's just impossible unless you're going to break yourself. And people understand this generally. So this means you can't hire anybody. You just have to hire proper people. But at the same time, incompetence always goes up when you start hiring people, because they have to learn. Not everybody hits the ground running like you probably have, or like I have when I got started. And I had to learn too. So this takes a lot of time. So then when the coaching business is set up, and then you hire people, and then you have staff, it's not just coaching people, it's the accounting, it's the business stuff in general, it's running ads, it's maybe like we're doing, running a YouTube channel, then all the work that's catching up. And I'm working with a business coach myself who's telling me you have to build up all these systems, you have to make sure you take the load off of your own shoulders because it's way too much to handle, so on and so forth. So I have to depend on systems, I have to build them up. So much work goes into this. And so if we have a regular exposure, so we reach thousands of people, and on YouTube I think we reach millions of people every month. And then a small percentage signs up, so on and so forth, which is fine. Then we run targeted ads, which, other people sign up for coaching. So we have some kind of hybrid business, but it's really intense. So the more successful that you are, the more pressure you're under, the more stress builds up, because it's not like, I'm successful, I can chill on the beach. Maybe some people can do it with a laptop lifestyle. I'm not saying that this doesn't exist, especially in the coding world or in tech and everything. I think that's possible. But if you're coaching people and you really want to serve people and you want to help them change their lives, we focus on over 40s, 50s, and 60s. And now you really want to help them change their lives. This requires a lot of manpower. So it's not like e-commerce where you sell a product this product and then it's gone and then your job is fulfilled. No, people sign up for coaching and then the whole work begins. And so they sign up. If you have a huge program, maybe an annual program, you have to take care of these people for a full year. All right. This is massive work. This is just the coaching side. Like I mentioned, so many things come together. It's a big puzzle that comes together. And the more that the business grows, the more these things come together. It's just crazy how much effort that actually goes into running a business. And this one guy who said that when it rains, you have to make sure you have buckets to catch the water. He also said there's a limit of annual revenue that you can generate as a business with a small team. When revenue gets bigger, you have to extend the team. It just gets massive and it can grow quickly. In our case, in the last 2 years, the growth that we experienced was exponential. This is not easy to handle. And it puts pressure on you being the owner, thinking, all right, so I have to understand how hiring works. I have to understand how to coach and how to train people. I have to see how to handle all these different puzzles and pieces that come together when this thing actually grows to an extent where you by your own are not able to handle it. So why am I telling you all this? Because if I get now the attention that Ashton Hall was getting, and millions of people see the stuff that we do, and thousands of people, hundreds, let's say hundreds of people want to sign up, it's impossible. I would have to put up a waiting list and say, listen, I can take on, let's say 10 more people, 15 max, but then I have to start a waiting list because yes, I don't want to let you guys wait, but I have to work with a waiting list because now I have to hire more staff. I have to work with more people, have to train them accordingly, and then I can let them loose and start coaching people, and then I have to oversee and manage everything. This is so crazy. So it's impossible in our case to just swipe a credit card and get started for $10,000 per year annual coaching because we have to first get to know you. There's so many things that happen. And so when Ashton now gets these accusations that he's scamming people, which we're not sure if it's true or not, here's the big thing. I wouldn't even allow it to happen. I intentionally leave money on the table because the goodwill from the people is more important. You can always do business. You can always grow the business, but you burn goodwill with your customers and your clients only once, especially to a large degree. And so, of course, if I sign up with somebody and now they're fully stretched to the limit, but they have the checkout open, so everybody swipes their credit card, everybody signs up. These people are waiting in line saying, listen, I signed up. What's happening? Nobody's reaching out to me. I get it. So people feel scammed. So I'm not saying that he is a scammer, but the issue is when you get a lot of exposure, it's impossible. In my case, it's impossible to handle 50 or 60 more people all at once in one single day. So I imagine this guy getting this massive exposure, now having hundreds or maybe even thousands of people. This is just impossible to manage. It is just strictly impossible. It requires so much effort on his side. And like I said, the only thing that I would then see is say, listen, where spots are filled, this is not a scarcity tactic. It is real. We're only able to handle this amount of clients with the team that we have. So now here's the waiting list. And now you can still say, all right, listen, you have to pay for that spot on the waiting list. I cannot guarantee you the next open coaching session will be in the next month, but I guarantee you somebody will reach out and I can give you the next window, maybe 2 to 3 months. So then when people come up and say, listen, I actually paid for coaching, then you can show the receipts and say, no. You paid for a waiting list. You paid for a spot to get coaching once we're back online, once we're back open. We have to take care of these people first, or once I have new staff trained to actually give you the service that you demand and that you deserve when you pay that much money. And so I don't get it, as I saw in a couple of these videos. I really don't get why he's sending some cease and desist letters to some YouTubers and say, shut up, you're not supposed to talk, or some Instagrammer, shut up, you're not supposed to talk about it. No, you're supposed to show the receipts. When there's pressure coming, right? I'm not saying that you have to answer each and every one of those people who make videos about you, but once the pressure is cooking and you know that there might be some issues, or you know that somebody's falsely accusing you, telling you you did this wrong, well, at the same time, you say, no, I have the receipts. These are not coaching spots. These are waiting list spots, right? So this is how I would handle it. If I get millions of views, I would say, listen, I can take 10 people, and then here's the waiting list. You have to give me time. Yes, and you probably have to pay to get on that waiting list, because then I can secure your spot. But then at the same time, I'd also have to give you a window of potential fulfillment. So that's my take on this.